Y'all got nerve damage in my fucking finger because I cut it.
Oh yeah, I saw. What happened?
Man, you're gonna be disappointed in me as a chef.
Oh god.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Chana back on Unhinged F, and today we have a very, very special guest. She has a book out that'll be linked in the description, so you guys can buy it. Just buy it without thinking. Don't even fucking think about it. Just click the link and go buy it. Today we have Rachelle.
Hi.
Yeah, just look right here.
Oh, that one right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rachelle Rodriguez. I guess. Yeah, whatever. Moist Cake 666 on Instagram. And yeah, thank you for having me on your show. This is the first time I've done anything like this, so it's cool. I guess different.
Yeah, you had to bring it because all the Nazis were getting you on fucking Instagram.
Oh yeah, I know.
Gotta bring it to the pod.
All the haters for sure. Yeah, really cool. Thank you. I appreciate
You're
that.
welcome. You want to show them the book?
Yeah. So okay, we talked about this already. It's a little oily because I put Vaseline all over me and it transferred onto the book. But
lift it up. Yeah.
Here's the book. Yeah, so Slut, that's the name of the book. And yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen the back.
Oh yeah, I know, right? It came out really good. So here, I'll pass you that right there. So I use this website called Blurb to it's self-published, and on Amazon it's so much easier to buy the book. Like as like a consumer, because everybody has Amazon and it's like print to order.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes out like really quickly. You'll get the book in a few days if you order it on Amazon. But
it's only paperback on Amazon, right?
Yeah, because it's like shitty quality. Like I use the same program to format the book.
Mm-hmm.
And on this other website, Blurb, which is where I have the hardcover on, it just came out beautiful. It looks like a real book.
Yeah,
like,
it looks good.
It looks
love
good, yeah. But I formatted it the same way for Amazon, and it's like super pixelated.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look good at all. So that's the only bummer about it. I mean, on the inside, it's still a book. But yeah, on Blurb, you can buy the hardcover and the softcover. Amazon is softcover and Kindle. And I'm working on an audiobook right now also.
How are you working on audiobooks? How's that going?
So I'm doing that myself. I got a microphone and I'm just recording it. I'm using this, I think it's Audacity is the name of the program that I'm using. So it's like free, just like recording software. Really easy to edit. And I don't think it's going to be perfect, but it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I think just like try to push it out. Mm-hmm. And then, so I'm going to upload that onto Amazon. So it'll be available on Audible. Mm-hmm. And it should be available, like, on all audio streaming platforms. Mm-hmm. So I'm working on that right now, too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so...
That's dope. I was actually going to ask you about that. Like, an audiobook, they tend to do pretty good. Like, me personally, like, I'll buy a hardcover, and I'm like, oh, let's listen to it in this person's voice. Especially, like, Lust and Love Stories. Like, that sounds great. Like, I want to hear the passion in your voice, or, like, the story, or, like, whatever is the anger, like, you know, all those little tones.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny because, like, right now so the book is separated into different stages of my life. Basically, like, every city I've lived in, that's how it's separated. So it starts off in high school.
Okay.
So I lost my virginity when I was 14. I was a freshman. Mm-hmm. So that's how it starts off. Well, actually, it starts off with my first kiss. And then it moves on from there. And so it's all high school. So that's such a long time ago. And I don't have, like, feelings about any of those people anymore. Yeah. So
enough time has passed.
Yeah, it's just kind of like I'm reading it right now, and it's like I just feel like I'm like reading it, but then as I get older, like there's people who really fucked with me or broke my heart or whatever. So I'm excited to read some of those too, because like some of it you'll hear anger and sadness and in my voice too. Like I had somebody approach me asking to like help work on it with me, but they were gonna have someone else read it. I'm like, no, it's gonna be you need to my voice. My voice has to do it. So working on that right now. I've got like 30 minutes recorded.
Awesome. How many pages is it?
So like I think it's different in the soft cover, but the hard cover is like, let me see. Oh, you know what? Okay, so also this is the first edition. It has errors in it.
Okay.
So I realized, like,
as
there's
most
some
first
typos.
editions do.
I'm like, damn it, and I feel like I'm such a good editor. So this one doesn't have page numbers in it.
Oh, okay.
I know, and so I was like, oh no, and so I had to, when I decided to edit it again, I put page numbers in it. So I think this has like 276 pages.
Oh, damn.
And the soft cover has like 350 or something like that. Yeah. So it's a lot, but what were we saying? I don't remember. I'm glad I didn't eat an edible. I was gonna eat one.
Bro, I thought about smoking before I got here too, and I was just like, last time I did that when I came to the studio, I was asleep.
Oh yeah, I know. I have like a indica in my bag. Actually, do you want one? Do you want to eat one right now? It'll kick in like 30 minutes.
Fuck it.
Yeah, they're good ones too. I got them in Cali, and they're from like this chef that made them, Enrique Olvera. And so these are like really, well, I don't know if you're gonna like them. It's a gummy, but they're 5 milligrams. You want to eat one?
Yeah, I'll take one.
All right, eat one too. Okay. They're like chile, like tamarindo or some shit. But yeah, Enrique Olvera.
I'm like, let me smell it.
It's an indica though, so it's gonna be like relax you, but yeah.
Oh, I taste the chile.
He's a chef from Pujol in Mexico City, or Pujol. I think it's Pujol. One of the top 10 restaurants in the world. And so this brand does like collaborations with chefs.
This is dope.
Yeah, they're kind of expensive, but I don't know, it's good.
Yeah, they taste pretty good. Usually with like edibles, I have a hard problem because like I'll taste everything. I don't like all that. Like this one, you can taste a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, this one's good, and it's rosin based too, so it's gonna like get you high. It works pretty quickly. Gets me pretty good and stoned. So
we're just gonna be talking, and then all of a sudden it's just gonna hit.
Yeah, it'll kick in. I know, like in 30 minutes, but.
Okay, so we were talking about just like the timeline of like the book, how long the book is. I guess my question is like, do you ever just like get triggered thinking about these things, or like rereading it, or how do you deal with that?
I think the biggest thing that I've had to deal with this whole book is like, I'm psychotic. Like I am crazy, and there's stories in here of me. First of all, I've slept with like over 100 people, so that's one thing enough, is admitting, hey, I've got like 130 fucks, you know, in my book, like made out with. And as I'm writing the book too, I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot to include this person. Like the other day I was just thinking, man, there was a guy I fucked and I didn't write a story about him. And so like that's the first part, is like, here I am admitting I made a book worth of people that I have fucked around with. Second, I'm like hopeless romantic as fuck. And that's embarrassing too, because you're seeing how pathetic and desperate I can be at times. Just like so lovelorn and just, or like fucking around with trash men, believing all these idiots. Like, okay, stupid girl, you know? Or also like when you read my stories from my youth, I was a little bit more of a heartbreaking little bitch. Like I'm like laughing about breaking up with these guys, or I would cheat on guys, I would lie to them. And so I do feel like there's karma to me
throughout the book. Like you can kind of feel it, like, oh, it's coming back.
I that's something I've kind of realized in my like I guess like adult life, I guess like later adult life, is maybe all the shit that I got was because I was such a little bitch in the beginning. And so, yeah, like just this, there are some stories in there where I do feel a little bit kind of, maybe I was ashamed about some of the stuff that I did. Like one boyfriend I had, I stalked him. I've stalked a few boyfriends actually. And I'm admitting it in the book about how I drive past their house, or I made fake profiles, or I was like looking through all their shit, or I destroyed their property. Or,
not the property destruction, bro.
Yeah, I know. So like I've had the cops almost called on me before by an ex, and
they never been called. Like, have you ever had the law?
Well, they actually did call, and I left before.
She's like, they didn't talk to me.
But but like I'm psycho, and there's a part of me that's like, am I gonna get in trouble for this? And then there was also I had to make sure, because I'm using everybody's real name in here too. I'm not putting like their full names or anything, but it's like Michael #1, or you know, Jose #2, or whatever. And some of them are nicknames, like Ain't Shit. One of my exes, a name that we would literally call him was ain't shit. But so I had to make sure, I don't want to get in trouble for that,
the legalities of writing a book about people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like real life people
exactly.
that are still alive, more than likely.
But, yeah, so it's definitely been, and then my mom knows about it too now. I told her about it, and so my family knows, and,
did your mom read it?
No, I told her, don't read it, Mom.
Okay.
I said, please don't. She's not going to read it. But she's supportive of it.
Yeah.
She couldn't believe, like, wow, that's amazing. You wrote a book.
Yeah.
And she told everybody on Facebook about it.
I think I seen your Instagram post about it.
But now so my mom has, like, family friends on her Facebook. And my sister's godfather is her Facebook friend, and so he saw it, and he was like commenting on the post like, I want to buy the book. And this is my dad's like long-term friend. That's my sister's godfather. He's kind of like my godfather, even though he's not, you know, but he wants to read my book. And I'm like, I don't want my like dad's long-term 60-year-old recently single senior male friend reading. I'm like talking explicitly about my throbbing pussy. Frequently talking about my wet panties, my throbbing teenage cunt. Like, I can't, you know? Like, I licked guys' assholes. I go into detail about it. Like, I hope he doesn't read it, you know? Because...
Yeah, I could imagine why you wouldn't want someone that close in the family to, like...
Yeah.
Like, whatever, you know?
But...
It's different when you don't know them.
I know, right? And it's like somebody I know, and it's weird.
Yeah.
And we're not family, so it's like fine. It's not like stepdad or anything like that. We're not family, but still, it's just kind of weird.
It is.
But other than that, like, I'm open like this all the time.
Yeah.
I talk about these things. I'm not like ashamed of that. Triggering a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, I think that would be like, because I've always loved the idea of writing a book, but like actually doing it, I don't know if I could, because half the time, like when I look back at these podcasts, I'm like, yo, that is so cringy. Like, why the fuck am I acting like that?
Really?
Like, like this is so weird. But it'll be completely normal, you know, like especially in the time. But like just reflecting is like where I have an issue personally. So like me, I feel like it would trigger the fuck out of me, you know, especially like the real bad ones or stuff like that. Like, do you feel like besides just the regular mental strain of writing a book, the stories like fucked with you in any sense?
I think that, so for me, it was kind of like a closure, I guess.
That's good.
When I would write the story, it felt like, okay, I'm getting it all out of me. And, also, it felt kind of like when I'm writing the story, because sometimes I would be dating somebody and I felt it falling apart already, and then I would just like write the story about them, and for me that felt like, okay, I'm done with it, like we're over. I've also been with the guy that I'm with right now while I was writing this whole book. So that was also something that fucked with me, because I didn't write a story about him, but there's a lot of poems in there about him. I would say most of the poems that are in the book are about him, and they're scattered throughout. And so that was kind of like something like it's like an overlayer part of the story, but not part of the story, because you know, I'm not finished with him. We're still doing this, and I didn't want to write a story about him because I don't want us to be over yet. And I felt like, just writing all these stories helped me just kind of get over everything, you know? It just like, okay, it's done. It's over. Some of them were hard to write for sure, especially the ones where I was a little bit crazier.
Yeah.
It felt good to
That's good.
get it all out. Yeah.
That's good that you used it as closure, you know? That's a good way to put it. You know, once you wrote the story, you were done. Like, it is what it is. It's already set.
And especially because I like when I was writing the stories on Instagram originally and posting them on there, because that's how I started, was posting them on Instagram. People who I wrote stories about read the stories about them, and a lot of them apologized to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a lot of guys reached out, were like, hey, I'm really sorry. That's how you saw the situation. I was a shitty person. So that was good too, because I wrote them and it brought just kind of like another closure. You know, not only just closure for me, but then it was like that closure between the both of us, like, okay, cool, no hard feelings, thank you, you know? That's all I wanted, was for you to understand. And I think also, I don't know, I like to think, like, the guy that I'm with right now, maybe the same thing happened for him when he was reading all the things I wrote. Like, maybe he realized just how much I really do love him, or how shitty he was. So that's definitely been, I think it's been a little helpful too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, it's cool that, like, someone can read something that, you know, could potentially, like, hurt their feelings and be like, I'm going to take accountability.
Yeah.
You know? Because, like, that's very strong of them. You know, and I guess I'm not giving men enough credit right now, but, you know, some of them were like, fuck that bitch, I didn't do nothing to her.
Yeah,
like,
I know. And he can definitely be like that. Like, the guy I'm with right now, yeah, he can definitely be like that. And it's funny because, like, right now we're, like, in this, like, weird in between, in limbo kind of stage, but, like, when we were more official together, when I was writing the book, he was not supportive of it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he didn't, you know, he didn't like me talking like that. It made him feel very insecure, because I'm talking about all this good dick I'm getting from other guys, you know, and glorifying it and getting praise and talking about it, and it made him feel really insecure. He didn't like it at all. And now that I've written the book, he's so supportive of me. He bought the Kindle version, and he's been, like, talking, he reads it with me, or he's, like, read some of the stories, and he's, like, told me he's proud of me. And so I think that's, like, a good, it feels like a relief, you know, kind of, to have gone through all of that shit, and now it's like, okay, cool, it's like a clean, fresh slate now. Yeah,
it just goes to show you, like, no matter what someone thinks or feels or whatever, you just still gotta do it.
Yeah,
because it could be good at the end.
Yeah, for sure. And I struggled a lot, like, should I even do this? Like, who gives a fuck? Why does anybody give a fuck? Why does anybody want to read? And I had a lot of people, like, when I first started, strangers were in my DMs, like, nobody wants to read your fucking disgusting.
What?
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck are you? I had people just, like, telling me shit like that, like, this is sick, or nobody cares.
What the fuck?
I know, right? But I have a lot of people who support me. A lot of people are like, I have strangers I've never met.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, up until right today,
we literally met today.
Yeah, today's our first time meeting, you know. And so I have people who I've never met that have been supportive of it too.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, the internet is good and bad. What I've noticed is it's easier to get a stranger to support you than someone you know. It's easier because strangers, when they find that, they're like, oh, that makes me feel special, or that makes me feel like I'm seen, or whatever it is. I mean, that's so weird. I mean, I guess it checks out. You've been banned from Instagram how many times?
Like, I've lost count.
And, like, you had strangers in your DMs saying, like, no one wants to read your shit. Like,
I know.
That would make sense more, because, like, they're fucking hating, you know? Because, like, this is a power, being able to, like, put your feelings, your emotions, words in a fucking book. Just being raw and, like, saying, like, I did this, I did that, this is how I felt, they did this, whatever, you know, XYZ. There's just power in that itself.
Yeah.
So, like, congratulations, dude.
Thank
like,
you
wrote a fucking book.
I can't believe it. Like, seeing it, I'm like, it's a real book. It's so weird. And yeah, I'm just keeping on going with it. Like I said, I'm doing the audiobook. And then, I don't know, like, Pipe Dream, it'd be so cool if it got picked up as a show. I think that'd be really cool. Like, that's like, maybe it will never happen, but I think I could see it being like an HBO show, you know, like the real Sex and the City. Because Sex and the City, you know, is cringe as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, watching it now, I grew up watching, well, I didn't grow up watching it, but, like, in my younger years, like, I related to it. And now watching Sex and the City, now I'm like, it's just, like, so problematic. And I feel like, I don't know, I would watch this show, you know, and I would want to star in it too, you know.
Big Leo energy.
Yeah. It's Leo season, so I'm already.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Are you a Leo too? Or you are? When's your birthday?
I think mine's the 20th.
That's right, we talked about this, right?
We're like.
Oh, yeah, the 20th.
What day is yours?
The 22nd.
Yeah, we're like 2 days apart.
You should come to my party. I'm throwing one on the 20th.
You're doing that boat party, aren't you?
Yeah,
I think I've seen it. I was wanting to do something on the 20th, but my plans might fall through. So yeah, I might join.
Yeah,
I might join the boat party.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of, like, bad bitches.
I seen your clips from like last year, and I was like, damn, that's a bowl full of bad bitches.
It was. We were all like, we all had our titties out, shaking all our ass.
Fuck.
I know.
It's a good party.
It was a really good time. It was just like a party of just, and this was gonna be this year also. So it's like a joint birthday party because my friend's husband, his birthday is the 20th.
Okay.
So we always celebrate our birthdays kind of like together. And so this year we're like, well, let's just do it big. Let's do another boat party. Because he came to the boat party that I threw the last time, and we were going to rent a lake house, and we're like, no, let's do another boat party. Let's just do it for a day and just get a bunch of baddies on there.
That's what's up,
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
I might have to check it out for real.
Yeah.
That's
definitely.
fun.
You can bring a guest.
Oh, shit. Gonna have the fucking camera out there and vlog the day.
I know. It's gonna be so much ass. It's gonna get you banned.
Literally, though. Literally.
It's funny because I was like, let me submit this to my OnlyFans page, and I couldn't either because I don't have like it's multiple people in the video.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
you gotta get everyone to sign a fucking release form and shit.
So stupid. It's just gonna have to live in my private documents on my phone, I guess.
Yeah.
Sadly, can't share it anywhere.
In the vault.
Yeah, it's so sad, you know.
So, what made you pick Slut for the name of your book?
I don't know. I don't know. It was like, well, okay, so originally I actually had this logo, a different logo in mind when I was like stoned one day, and I'm like, what am I going to name my book? And it just kind of came to me, and it was the word slut, but it was like in a penis. So I drew it, and I went this is my third cover when I was designing the cover. So the first one was that drawing that I made, and it was like a dick, because I always draw dicks, so it was like the ball is like the testicle, right? I just do like one big thing, and then for the base of the shaft I did slut like that, and then like the head, so it was like this like ugly weird penis thing, and it just like made sense to me. I'm like, that's so cool, I'm gonna use that, and that's gonna be my cover. And it didn't work out, and then I don't know, I wasn't sure like what else to call it. Somebody called them stanky stories at one point, and I like that. But I guess slut is just like easy. It grabs you.
It's to the point.
Yeah, it's to the point.
Yeah.
You know that this book is gonna be about something, you know. And I don't know. I'm not a slut really anymore, but I was a slut, I guess, right? So I was a high school slut for sure. Like the red lipstick wearing, like senior slut in my high school. I would talk about sex all the time. I was bagging all the fucking boys and just having lots of sex. And yeah, I guess, you know, been called a slut. Had a boyfriend who called me that song, I'm in love with a stripper. Yeah, he like used that song against me, like in a bad way, like I'm like a fucking, you know, a slut or whatever. So yeah, I've just been called things like that before. So
like, fuck it, I'm taking it back.
You know, what's up, sluts? Like, exactly.
Taking the power back that comes with the word.
Yeah, you know.
Just made sense.
I don't really think about things. I just kind of do it. That's kind of why like this book has a bunch of errors in it, because I didn't want to wait to like, it was so much work just like editing it. You know, I spent probably 30 hours a week on it. I would get home from work and I would sit on the computer and I'd be there for like 5 or 6 hours just editing, and I was doing that every day for like a month probably. When I was like finally finished writing all the stories, that's when I started doing the whole editing process. And yeah, I just don't like to wait, so I don't really think about things. And yeah, Slut was just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna just do it, and then I just went with it, and now it's here to stay. What
did you use to like actually create the book? Like, how'd you format it? What platform?
So yeah, it was Blurb. So that's the website where you can...
So you do everything on there too?
Yeah. So, okay, there was like a few. There was Readsy, and that is where I wrote my manuscript. So I typed up my story there, wrote it as a manuscript, and then it formats it for Kindle or for like digital copies, and then it formats it for ready to print.
Okay.
So then from there, I take that file, and on Amazon and on Blurb, you just like submit those files, and
it does it.
Yeah, it just like formats it, and then on like but on Blurb, I had to submit another type of document, so I had to like format my Word. It was so much work, just like figuring it out. That's why this one doesn't have pages on it, page numbers, or I had to change the table of contents, and it was a lot of work. And the cover gave me a lot of issues too, because it wasn't formatting correctly, and I tried downloading Adobe first, InDesign, and I couldn't figure that out, and I couldn't get help on it quickly enough, and I was just like in a hurry. I don't have any patience. But yeah, I used Readsy, Blurb, and Amazon, and all of those. Blurb has like another program that you can use to format the book, so I use that a lot as well, and that's what I used to do this book. And then I settled on a photo from a shoot that I had. I don't know his real name. 512 Cowboy. I don't know what the fuck is Alejandro. I think it's Alejandro.
I think it is Alejandro.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've done a shoot with him before too.
You
I
have?
did like a little mini session.
Oh,
it was
nice.
like a Valentine's thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah?
2 years ago. Yeah,
because the one that cool. I think about with you is the cake one with
Britt Von Bossy.
Yeah,
yes,
that's like the
my
one
favorite.
That's like, and you had a clown one, or is it the same?
No, the hell ever. We recorded the podcast last week, and his phone went off, and then like 5 minutes later, mine went off.
Oh no.
Yeah. No, but the cake smash one that was like for my 25th birthday with Britt Von Bossy. I fucking loved it.
That's the
so
one
fun.
that I think like sticks out in my mind when I think about you.
Yeah,
is that
I
one?
love it.
Yeah,
my ass and some cake.
Yeah, but so you shot with Alejandro then?
Yeah, I've done that mini session with him.
Yeah,
I haven't done like a actual session, which I would love to. I just have no idea what I would do with him.
He's really like progressing with his photography.
Shit's dope.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of really cool stuff, and I don't think he's doing like studio sessions like this anymore. Really, it seems like he's doing more of like creative kind of stuff.
That's what it seems like.
So I'm glad I caught him, when I did, because I don't know if he's doing stuff like that anymore. But yeah, this was a shoot that I had with him in his home, and I knew I wanted to do like a banana shoot. And so yeah, it's just like me eating banana. I'm like stepping on a whole pile of bananas. It was a fun shoot.
Like fun.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. It just like it's perfect. I just feel like it's perfect, right? It's kind of cheeky. And yeah, so I hope that gets him a little bit of attention too. I also acknowledged I've had 2 of my stories published before this. So one of them was Carmen Vidal in San Antonio. She runs Panocha Zine.
Okay.
And so one of my stories got published in there. And then Britt actually submitted some photos that she and I took together. And she submitted to Inked magazine. And there's a story of me there as well that I wrote. She asked me to submit a story, so that was the first time I got submitted. So definitely thanks to Britt Von Bossy, and
we love her.
Yeah, and Carmen Vidal, and they're both acknowledged in here. I actually got to send them copies of the book as well for giving me the opportunity to get published beforehand, and for liking my shit and helping me get out there too. Yeah. So yeah,
we love supportive girlies.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that's awesome. What do you have like a favorite part in your book or anything that you're willing to read for us?
Oh yeah, okay. Let's see. Some of them are kind of long, but sure. Okay, let me get.
Or maybe like a snippet of it, whatever.
All right, I'll read this one. This is from, this is a short one. It's a little poem kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay, so Ode to my ex-boyfriend, Gabe. I wiped my shitty asshole with a blanket on your bed. I hope you smell it and wonder what the fuck that smell is. Maybe you'll think it's just you, because you fucking stink. Your socks stink. Your computer chair that you sit on and masturbate in stinks. I've seen the crotch of your shitty underwear. You stink. You told me one day that you didn't think I was pretty enough to be your girlfriend anymore, and so I told you, you can't even grow a fucking mustache.
Hit him where it hurts.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. I always laugh at that one.
That one's fucking funny. That's perfect for this.
Yeah,
that's so perfect.
And it's true. I really did do that. I really did. I was so pissed. It was like my asshole. I'm so bad at wiping my ass, to be honest. Like, I'm really bad about it. And so I had like itchy asshole, and I was like, But fuck him. We were like over. We were still living together, and so yeah, I grabbed like his blanket out of my bed and just like wiped my fucking shitty ass, rimmed myself with it, left it there, and it was like the top part, like where he puts like by his.
I'm fucking done. She said she thought about this.
I'm fucking like conniving and catty, and yeah, like I'll fuck you up, you know.
That's fucking funny.
And it's funny because this book, so I already told you, like I have a copy I'm mailing you, but this copy right here, I'm giving it to a girlfriend of mine, and she works with him, and I'm dropping it off to her at work after this. So it's like, I wonder, he's gonna see it and he's gonna know, you know. I wonder if he's gonna read the story, or the poem.
Did you do a story about him too?
Yeah, there's a story about there and him, and then there's the poem, and that's all there is about him. But that was like that's the one where I was like stalking him, like invasive. Like I had all his passwords. I was like, I mean, he was just so dumb, you know, like made it way too easy. But he was just so innocent, you know, and sweet and naive. And I was already so used to being like lied to and cheated on, and so I was just like I was like logging into his Instagram and just like seeing all his pathetic DMs with all the girls. I'm done. I'm like, oh god, you know. And it just like, I don't know, there's something about, I guess I'm like a little voyeuristic and masochistic, because I just have this like insatiable curiosity to like find out. I'm a control freak also, and I just like need to know all the time like what's going on, you know, and I just want to find out. There's always something to find out. Yeah, there's always, you go
looking for something, you gonna find something.
Yeah, and you know what, and then that tells me like, okay, I was right, I knew it, you know. And I don't know, is ignorance bliss, or will the truth set you free? Like which one is it? Like what would you rather have? Would you rather like not know and be blissfully happy, or blissfully ignorantly happy? I don't know what the fucking blissfully ignorant. I don't fucking know. What would you rather have? Like you don't know but you're content, or you know and you're miserable? Like I don't know. It's hard for me, and I need to know, and I'm just like living in misery, you know. But
so have you had any good boyfriends?
Oh god. Well, okay, there's one boyfriend that's in my book. Dustin, he was a good boyfriend. He was a little vanilla, and I felt like he was kind of a poser. I just felt like he didn't really know himself. But yeah, he was a good boyfriend, and he loved me, and I loved him, and we had a really good time. But I don't know, there were things about him that were not great, like maybe a little homophobic.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to cut my hair short, and he told me like girls are supposed to have long hair.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, okay, so I cut my hair off like immediately.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is like now he has long hair. Well, the last time I saw him, he has like really long hair now. I'm like, okay, cool. I think he just didn't know himself yet.
Yeah.
I think he was still finding himself. But he was a good boyfriend, but I cheated on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cheated on him. And I just fell out of love with him. Just like that, just like immediately. But he was probably the nicest boyfriend I had. Other than that, yeah, everybody else was really shitty. They were like, I don't know. I just fall in love really easily. And I want to like jump into things really quickly. I mean, you're a Leo.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, right? And my Venus is in Leo.
Oh, yeah. So you have a Cancer Venus.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like I'm like a softie. I feel the same urges. Like, I want to jump into it, but like, I've learned to not do that. Like, finally, you know, like in my more recent relationship, I'm like, okay, it took a whole kid, you know, to like actually consider a relationship. But like, I get it, jumping in, and 0 to 100 real fucking quick. Yes, that's just how we are.
Yeah. I mean, also just like YOLO is kind of like my unironic mantras. Like, I just like to do it. What's the worst that can happen? No.
Yeah.
You know, somebody rejects you, like whatever, just do it. You know. And
I'm not gonna waste time trying to figure out if it's yes or no.
I don't want to waste my fucking time. Do you want to get married? Do you want to have a baby? Let's just do that. You know, like somebody let's just do it.
What's your moon?
My moon, I'm a Libra.
Okay.
Yeah, so Leo, sun, Pisces, rising, Libra moon.
That makes sense for your Pisces, right? That's why you wrote a whole book.
I know, right? It's funny because every time I meet a Pisces, and like I'm always like, do you have a journal?
Like, where's your journal?
I feel like they're all like that. Yeah, I have a lot of Pisces friends, a lot of really good Pisces friends, and they all love me. They're all like my wives, my wifeys. They all call me wifey.
It's so cute.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's funny because like I don't like being sensitive and sweet, and they're just like so like loving and sweet, and just like I hate it. I hate being like affectionate. I hate saying goodbye.
Oh, see, I'm a person that does our good old Irish goodbye, and I'll just fucking dip.
Same here. Same here. I'll say bye to one person. I'm like, okay, bye.
Yeah, I'll live like the person I'm hanging out with the most. They're like, I'm about to head out.
Yeah, and I just leave. I also, like, my friend groups are like 20 people deep. I'm like, I don't like giving a hug to every single goodbye.
Yeah, fuck
Let me
all
just
that.
get the fuck out of here. Bye to one person. See you later. Out. You know, I don't like doing all the goodbyes. I don't like being sensitive, but I'm a secret softie.
Yeah, as most Leos are.
I know, right?
We're all fucking soft when it comes down to it.
I know. Like little house lions on the outside and little house cats on the inside. I feel like, right? Just like we just want to be petted and give us attention, and we want a lot of attention. Actually,
we do.
We need a lot of attention.
Yeah. And it's what's the word I'm looking for? Intimidating for people. You know, we're so intense, you know, and it's because that's what we need.
Yeah. It can definitely be off-putting to a lot of people, for sure. And that's a struggle also. Like right now with my guy, he's a Scorpio.
That makes sense.
Oh God, I love Scorpios.
Me too.
I know, right? I know.
My baby daddy's a Scorpio rising, and he's an Aquarius sun.
Oh God.
So I fucking ate
Aquarius,
his ass up.
That's our complementary opposite sign. I know. And it's funny because like Aquarii, I always see them as like they're like a cat. You cannot give them too much, because it just pushes them away. And I'm like this, you know, and because I've dated Aquarius and I always vibe with them really well, but they're just like, I feel like you can't grasp them.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
I'm always like, what did I do? Are you mad at me? Like, what happened?
Exactly, right? We're so
like, why aren't you looking
ourselves.
at me fucking 100% of the time?
And they're just like looking at me.
I'm watching the kids.
Right? Yeah. We're just so full of ourselves.
We are.
And it's like a struggle. It's like, how much of myself do I want to keep, and how much do I want to compromise of myself to please some? Because I'm not like that. I'm like, take me as I am.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm like trying to change these motherfuckers too. And it's like, how am I have to change, I guess, at some point. I have to form different parts of myself to mold with them if I'm gonna expect them to do the same with me, right? So that's like a struggle right now that I'm working with my guy, is like I'm coming on way too intense, way too strong, and he wants me to tone it down. And I'm like, I'm just like this. I can't do it. But I'm like, well, okay, you're probably right. I'm already, you know, I'm like love bombing.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I was dating a Leo recently.
Have you only ever dated one?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever dated a Leo before.
Yeah.
And it was fun because it was like someone matched my energy for once. Just like super intense. We were just like literally entwined with each other.
Yeah.
But I felt like it just fizzled out as quickly as it started.
Yeah.
And also, we both had the same bad qualities to us.
Yep.
And so I could see it like, oh, that's what I'm like. Like all the bad things that I was seeing about him, like that's the bad things that people see about me.
Yeah.
So that's definitely been a little introspective for me as well. And I don't know if he's on that like advanced Leo stuff where you're, you know, because like the bad Leos where you have all those bad qualities, and the good Leos where you like channel all that energy into your better qualities. And I feel like he's still, men ain't shit, you know. Men ain't shit.
Leo men are worse too.
Yeah.
Like, I've only ever really fucked around with one Leo too, and it was for too fucking long. And the whole time, like, come to find out he had a girlfriend, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, now it makes sense. You know, like,
he had a girlfriend, like he was like cheating on her with you or what?
Yeah. So apparently I was a side bitch and I didn't even know. I thought that we were just like having fun. Like it was cool. We were hanging out, doing a few little things here and there. And it's like, he would get mad at me like if we were in a relationship too. And it's like, it felt like that. Like I don't even know what it was. It was like a situationship. But like, hell, maybe just a few months ago, we finally just like we're blocked. We're not in touch anymore. And it's just because he kept being so fucking dramatic. And it's just like, see, that's why I can't fuck with you, because you just like me. Like, we can't do this. We're gonna bump heads doing the same shit to each other.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've never dated one before, and I don't know if it was fun and it was intense, but it was like, I don't know. I felt like it was just like fun and no plan. I don't know. It was just like, yeah, everything bad about me was just like
right there.
Yeah, and I don't know. I like Scorpios a lot. Mm-hmm. Aries, I'm compatible with Aries too.
Yeah, Aries can match the fire energy though. Like,
yeah,
they can give you that, and they also like. I feel like they kind of balance it out in a bit, because they're not. I don't know. Like, I feel like we're more vocally intense, but Aries are like physically intense.
Interesting.
That's what I feel like.
I haven't dated an Aries in a long time, but I've always known like they're supposed to be a match for us, like compatible with us. And then Aquarius, Geminis are fun. I get along with Geminis.
I know, I love a good Gemini, but I'm like, you fake bitch, like.
Yeah, right. I don't know if I could date a Gemini, because I feel like they're so lively and you know. But I get along with them, and I don't fuck with Sags.
Really?
Sagittarius. Yeah, I feel like those are the ones I'm like, I don't know if I want to. I feel like that's like the social butterfly. You can't.
Yeah, Sagittarius do give that vibes. I'm a Sagittarius rising, so so people think I'm always like up and at it, but I, like, when you get to know me, I'm really chill. You know, like.
Well, yeah, usually, but then I feel like they're the ones. I always feel like they flake out all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I feel like they're also one that you can't like get a hold of. Like, they're free. They're like butterflies.
Yeah, because they do their own fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna do them regardless.
Exactly.
Like, that's how it is.
And I'm a control freak, you know. Yeah. I'm a dog person. I like obedience, you know. And they're not gonna obey. So yeah.
I love this. I feel like this is giving like such a good picture of like what to expect in the book, you know, especially because like this is my first time really having a conversation with you. And it's just like, now I'm like, okay, I can take this roller coaster of a ride.
Yeah, for sure. I think so, because the book is like, it's literally like I'm just talking to you right now.
Yeah.
I'm writing it exactly like this. Mm-hmm. The way I've written the stories, or the way I've told the stories to my friends. And yeah, it's just like, it's very raw and real, and it's an easy read and relatable too, you know. Like, you've definitely dated some of those same people, and they're like the same kinds of guys in there, you know, or you've had your heart broken the same way you've had the same like good dick and the same disappointing dick and the same embarrassing stories and the same heartbreaks, you know.
Yeah,
so
it's relatable.
Like, yeah, super relatable for sure. And it's fun, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I wrote a book.
Yeah. Some might say unhinged as F.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, it really is. I'm living my most unhinged life. Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, like I had shared a post the other day that was like, in a world that's constantly serving like fake news, fake food, fake photos, everything, like the best thing you could do is be authentic.
Yeah.
You know, like that's where our power is in. And like, I feel like that's why I was drawn to your book, because like just by your post, I could tell like, nah, this bitch about to be real. Like, she's about to speak her truth. And like, that's what I love about people the most, because like, if you can be yourself nowadays, like, that is a fucking power, you know, and not confined to whatever kind of normality or whatever anyone wants you to be. And it's like, I love that, you know. I love that you put that in your book.
Yeah, one of the best compliments I've ever received was that I was 100% me 100% of the time.
Yep.
And yeah, you know, and I feel like that's the people I gravitate towards too, as well, as like people who are just real, authentic, like they're not afraid to be who they are or say their truths. They're not. That's why my sister and I fight all the fucking time, because my sister, I don't know, I think she's insecure, and she wishes she was something else or something, I don't know, and she's just like so afraid to just be herself, and I am myself all the time, and I think that's why we butt heads a lot. Yeah, I'm just being so genuine, and you know, she's not. She's like putting up like, I hope
barriers.
she doesn't see this shit. I hope she doesn't see this.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I just don't fuck around with people like that. Like, people who are too afraid, you know?
Yeah.
Because then they're, like, bullies, too.
Yeah.
People who...
And when they start feeling insecure, they start projecting.
Yeah, I really do. And those are... Like, I love having girl gangs, you know? And girls, like, bringing each other up and supporting each other. And none of this, like, catty gatekeeping bullshit, you know? Or, like, you know... fucking, what's the word when you're like you know, exclusive, like having these like exclusive things. Like, just be your fucking self, don't be afraid, and just be a bad bitch and love other bad bitches, you know?
I've always struggled because like I've always wanted the big girl gang too, but like every fucking girl that I've tried to be friends with, I just like, I'm not friends with them anymore or whatever, like for whatever reason. And I feel like it has a lot to do with me just being me all the time. They usually start feeling like there's competition, and I'm like, girl, I'm not competing with you. You do not compete where you cannot compare. Like, we are two different people. Everyone has their own thing, you know, and I feel like that all the time. I don't ever feel like I'm competing or comparing with anyone, and if I do, I check myself real fucking quick, because that's just a little insecurity speaking up.
For sure.
But it's like, girls, I feel like in my experience, it's been so hard to keep a girl gang. And me, since I'm like so new in my career still, like I'm still doing this stuff, you know, and not really getting much traction, but we still fucking doing it. I've experienced a lot of like cattiness, you know, like, oh, well, I can't go to this event, and it's like, okay, well, I'm still going, you know, like.
What do you mean?
Like, it'll be like my most recent girl breakup was like last year, and I was gonna go to this networking event. She wanted to go, and my sister had like bought me like the VIP one or whatever, and I was like, damn, my sister is real, you know, she bought me this VIP experience. And she was just like, oh, well, I thought we were getting GA. And I'm like, well, I'll help you pay the rest for VIP since I don't have to buy a ticket anymore.
Yeah.
And it would just turned into like her ghosting me, not talking to me. And it's like, okay, so you're jealous that I'm going or what? Because like, why would you ghost me on that when I'm offering to get you there too? You know, so it's always been like, just like some kind of comparison or something. And like, that's what put me off. And I'm like, yeah, I can't be friends with her because this is just the beginning for me. You know, so and like I've been so quick to like cut everyone off now. As soon as you start acting like,
sure I understand.
The fuck? But as soon as like a girl starts acting that way, I'm just like, no, like I cannot have you in my corner.
Yeah.
I like girls that are like, okay, well, it's cool if I can't go, or like, yeah, I'll go, you know, let's do this. And it's like, I'm working on something. It's like, I do want to have people on my team, but it's hard when people literally get jealous of you, of whatever it is. It could be something as stupid as a fucking ticket, or your confidence, or whatever, or the fact that you're not so insecure that you're just sitting on your hands and you're doing something with them.
Yeah.
That's been my experience with females. And like males, I have no issue with, and I hate that I'm that type of girl.
I know.
Like, I hate that.
Same here. I get along with them. Like, it's easy. Men are fucking easy. All you gotta do is just hate them.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. You just hate them. It's easy. Forget about them. But it's because girls are like, you know, there's actually, to talk about Sex and the City, when there's like a quote from it that's like, maybe your girlfriends are your soulmates, and the guys are just, I don't know what the thing is, but yeah, it's kind of how I feel, is like me and my girls, we lift each other up, we support each other.
I love that shit too.
And I really try, like, one of my girl groups in particular, we're just like 3 bitches, and we talk shit in there a lot, and sometimes I have to stop myself, because sometimes I might come across like a girl's profile or something and just want to talk shit about it, and I have to stop myself, because I'm like, no, why do I feel the need to want to tear down somebody else, like another person? Like, that's so, like, I feel like that's growth for me, is like not talking shit, because I could get in fights. I was getting in fights on Twitter and on Facebook, on Instagram, just like being a fucking bitch and talking shit, and I just don't want to do that anymore. I just want to be peaceful, not angry, and just be friends, you know, and that's all I want. Just like, let's just have a good time, not talk shit, just be nice. Who am I? I don't fucking know.
See, me, I'm like, I guess I can kind of like relate to that, like the whole talking shit, because sometimes I just see something and then I don't like it, and it's not like I'm really like hating on it. I'm like, I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Like I just don't like what I'm seeing right now, and I don't want to see it anymore.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it comes off as me talking shit, but that's just like how I am in general. Like I like to call myself the professional shit talker, because that's what I do. I just talk shit about everything. That's literally why I started a podcast, you know?
Yeah.
To talk shit about everything. And it's like, I get the urge of like not wanting to, or like anymore or whatever. And because I used to be the same way. As soon as I seen something, I'm like, this bitch, this XYZ, whatever.
I know, same here.
And it's like, now I'm like, okay, that's something that got to stop, you know?
Well, I think also I get in trouble at my jobs all the time. And like right now I'm a sous chef at a restaurant, so I have to be at this like level of professionalism, and it sucks because I'm this like stupid rowdy bitch who just wants to talk about farts, and I make everything sexual, and I wear weed socks to work, and my chefs are always like, you gotta tone it down, or like I signed off one of my emails as like HBIC.
LOL. That's one of my. That's actually in my signature for Unhinged. Is
really?
That is HBIC.
That's what I call myself at work. I'm like, I'm gonna show up to work with like HBIC on a rhinestone hat.
LOL.
And then they're like, you can't do that. And so I think this is like also a newer thing for me too, is like, okay, I'm in a level of like authority, and I have to be professional, and I've been a lot more reserved lately. And so that I'm trying to like think slower now, and like have more intention with what I say and think, because I am unhinged as fuck, and I can easily, and so I think about like me 2 years ago, I'm like, man, that's cringy thinking about who I was 2 years ago, and hopefully I don't think that way about me now in 2 years.
I feel like it'll happen, you know, like, because if you keep growing, it's still going to be like, that's a little weird. Like, I don't know if I'd do that today.
Yeah.
Or like, that was weird of me, like in a cringe way or whatever. Like I do that shit all the time. Literally just looking back, I'm like, why did I wear my hair that way? You know, like little things that I'm like, I would not do that shit today. Like,
you know what's funny? I'm gonna admit this. I deleted it on my Facebook. I feel ashamed, but I made a post like, I was probably like 21 years old or 20, and so this is a long time ago. I'm 33, and it was talking shit about women breastfeeding in public. And I read, like, it came up on my memories on Facebook. I'm like, I can't believe, because I don't think that way at all, you know? And I'm like, I can't believe that I thought that way at some point. And I'm glad that I no longer think that way. Yeah.
Well, you came from a small town too, right?
Yeah, I did. I really did. So
that could have a lot to do with it. Like, there's a lot of things that I have on my Facebook that I'm like, please delete.
You're
like,
from small town too, and you're from like racist small town Texas, racist, right? Like that's like area that
homophobic. Like,
I mean, same thing with my hometown, Eagle Pass. It's a border town, but like border town people, it's so weird. It's almost completely Mexican, and they're all like conservative as fuck. They're all like Trumpers, super Catholic, like anti-abortion, you know, very what is the word? Not masochistic.
Misogynistic.
Yeah, misogynistic. And so I was never like that, you know, but yeah, there were some qualities to me. Like when I moved to Austin, when I graduated high school, it was like a culture shock for me coming here, because I had never seen other colors of people.
Oh wow!
Like I mean, I had traveled, but like I think we had like one black family, you know, like one Vietnamese family. Like everybody's Mexican, everybody looks the same, you know. And people were not as like out as they were. Yeah. And so like when I moved here, it was like such a different. It just like it really opened me up for sure. So yeah, I'm glad I'm no longer like the breastfeeding, shaming. I can't believe, like, imagine who I would be if I was still like that. Like,
yeah, it's so weird, you know, coming from the small town, because the culture shock is real. Yeah, like it really is. I don't know what it was, because I had posted something that I deleted too, but like. I grew up to where it was like brown and black people, and like maybe some white folks and like a few Asian families. So we all grew up saying the N-word.
Yeah.
You know, all the time.
Yeah.
It didn't fucking matter. They didn't care.
Exactly.
They're like, bro, we live on the same fucking street.
Yeah.
You family.
I know, yeah. Because, like, I never said it, but, like, I grew up around that. Like, people just, like, talking like that.
And like, I never used it, like, in a, like, a derogatory way.
It was like, what's up, fool, you know?
Yeah.
That's how they would.
I moved here. I would still say the N-word. Mm-hmm. I don't say it anymore.
Yeah.
It took a while, but I stopped saying it, you know? But I was actually friends with this black girl, and instead of her telling me like, oh, like that bugs me, she just like blocked me on everything. And I'm like, hey, I even tried to explain myself. Like, I will stop, you know, I'm still working on it. It slips up every now and then. I wasn't saying it like all the time like I used to, because I used to speak real hood. Yeah. Real fucking hood. I moved here and I still sound hood, but not as hood as I did when I first moved here. But she just like got offended, and it's like, I've always told them, like, if you stand by something, stand by something. Don't be passive aggressive about it, whatever. Yeah. So she just like blocked me on everything and was just like, you said it. And I was like, first of all, I don't even remember saying it. You know, I was fucking drunk, and that's probably why it slipped out. Yeah. And she just like blocked me on everything, and I was like, cool, whatever. I'm not that upset, because she was a Gemini. Obviously, she was feeling some type of way. But yeah. It's just like, I can understand if you're trying to educate people on why it's wrong, like, or if they continue to get mad, I understand that, because at that point they're not trying, you know. But like me, I was trying. It was completely different for me. I didn't know the wrong. I didn't know I was offending someone. I didn't mean to.
Because it's just different when you're growing up in towns like that, and yeah, small towns, and yeah, it's different than you come into like the big city and people are like, or you know, just now, you know, in like modern times, like you have to change how you spoke, like just from 10 years ago, or
yeah. And like there was one that like people were telling me you can't say crackhead anymore, and I'm like, what? Like,
really? I mean, I don't know. Sometimes like I kind of get the same way, like people saying like houseless rather than homeless. Like that's a new one also, is referring to them as houseless people. And that one, I get it, but I'm also like, I don't get it. I just feel like people are just trying to like
nitpick.
Yeah, like, oh, at work, okay, the dish pit is like the dish pit where the dish area, you know, you wash dishes. That's the dish sink area. And they're trying to call it the dish area or the dish station now. And I'm like, no, fuck you. It's a dish pit. Like, what the fuck? It's the dish pit. And I guess they're trying to be like, well, you know, it's a station and it's not a pit. And I'm like, just come on, like, you ain't a real one, you know. It's so stupid. Like, they're trying to like clean up shit like that.
Trying to make it shine, I guess.
I actually have a story real quick about like learning and growing on Instagram. When I'm like dating, I talk a lot of shit about the guys I'm dating, like all my Tinder, like, look at this Tinder idiot, whatever. And I made fun of a guy one time for like his bad spelling, and I was talking so much shit about him, and a girl that follows me, I'm not friends with her, but we were just Instagram friends, she messaged me like, hey, you know, it's kind of classist to think that way, because maybe he wasn't lucky enough to get as good of an education due to maybe like poverty levels, and that really made me think too, like,
that is true too.
Or like people who maybe English is not their first language. Maybe that wasn't his first language. I didn't know. And that made me think. And I responded to her in a super like, wow, thank you. I did not think about it that way. Yeah. And she was like, she was preparing for a fight. And she was like, her response was, wow, that was healthy as fuck. I know. And I'm like, thank you for bringing it to my attention. And, you know, that really made me think. And so I've like taken that from now. I mean, I'm still kind of a stickler for good grammar. Yeah. But now I don't maybe like talk shit about it as much. Yeah. Because maybe you never know with people.
Because you never know, like the small town I grew up in definitely didn't prioritize like education. No, you know, so I moved here and like everyone's using these words, and I'm literally having to stop the conversation and be like, what does that word mean? Yeah, well, they're a bunch of phonies. They're a bunch of tryhards, you know. I'm just like, what? Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I don't get it. Yeah. You know, if I don't understand this word, I have lost the meaning of your entire sentence. And, like, there are other tryhards that are like, I'm just going to use a big word for every fucking simple word.
Shut the fuck up.
But there's also the people that are like, no, like, this is what it means, you know, like, you know, I'm glad it could help you. Like, this is how I use it or whatever. So, like, I come here and I feel ignorant as hell. I feel uneducated. Like, I'm like, how do I type? And it's like, I know how to do these things, but it's like, fuck, everyone's here has like gone to college or whatever. Like, I'm just like, I'll Google it. I'll figure it out, you know?
As long as you're willing to learn, that's all that matters.
No, yeah, for sure. But that also comes with it. You never know when someone's going to be willing to have like a healthy debate, a healthy conversation in general.
Yeah, because most people don't.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't
never
learn.
know.
Yeah.
No.
And they don't want a woman to teach them either.
Period. That part.
Yeah.
That part right there. You can't make them feel small at all.
No.
People here in the city are different for sure.
Yeah.
It's interesting though.
I know. And I feel like so much more at home in San Antonio now. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel kind of salty about Austin. Like, I just couldn't afford to live here anymore.
Yeah. It's expensive.
Yeah, it really is. And not like I'm the brownest person in the room, but I feel like I stick out everywhere I go. Mm-hmm. I see, it's just like, everywhere I'm at, it's just a bunch of white people. In San Antonio, everybody looks like me.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, the white people that live there, they've been, like, they're from Texas. They've been living in Texas. Their grandparents are from, you know, all of that. And so it just feels like, I don't know, more home to me. I don't know why I brought that up. I guess the edible is kicking in finally.
I felt it a second ago. And I was
did?
Like, am I tripping? So let me get some water.
Okay, yeah, these will give you some cotton mouth for sure.
Is there anything else that we should know about the book? Any other part that you want to like tease or anything like that?
Okay, yeah, like another little. You want to hear another little thing? Okay.
Leave them with another little taste because they're already buying the book. We know you're buying it already.
I'll read this one. This is the last poem. Okay. I've been wanting to tell you I love you for days. When we got off the phone one time. When you brought me flowers, when you turned back around and gave me my glasses that I left in your car, the ones I kind of didn't really need to see, but I used them as an excuse to just get you back to me, however briefly. When you waited for me, when you brought me your soup, when we stared intently into each other's eyes as I sat on your lap and gave you a ride, when you told me you loved me yourself with your own eyes.
Aww.
Yeah, that relationship, that's a Leo. That's the Leo guy. That's over already. Yeah, but that's how, that was what was going on when I finished the book. And I think I'm going to continue editing the book and continue making new additions as I have, like, more things to write to include in this. So, yeah.
Nice. Do you have any plans for, like, any other books?
Yeah, I actually want to work on a cookbook.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's going to be another kind of, like, coffee table type book because I want it to be like erotic, you know, sexy photos, and then just a compilation of my most used recipes that I've been using throughout the years, just like little snippets and stuff. And yeah, I think when I'm done with this, I'm going to start working on that.
That's awesome.
So
Can't wait to see it.
And then that's it. I don't think I have any other books in me, you know. It's not like I ever set out to be like a multiple published author. It was more of like I have this to say. And yeah.
I love that. You want to plug in your socials or anything?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you can follow me at moistcake666. I think it's, let me make sure, because there is definitely one of those accounts out there that's like...
The fake one?
Yeah, like, click my link, you know?
Girl, yeah. I know what you mean.
I can't believe it. And, like, the Instagram won't remove it. But, yeah, moistcake666, that's my Instagram account. It's private. It's my personal one. But the links to my books are in my bio. Yeah, you can follow me if you want, if you're not a, like, weird creeper kind of person. And also, if I have fucked you or loved you or dated you, you need to buy my fucking book. Period. You need to buy the fucking book. Period. And you need to report back to me that you bought the fucking book. I need to know. Or just fucking buy it. That's the least you can do. Buy my fucking book. I wrote a story about you. You know, you fucking dipshit.
Literally, just buy the book, bro.
A few of them have, but more of you need to buy this fucking book.
Buy it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have it linked in the description. That way everyone else can buy it too.
Cool.
Read all the stories of lust and love.
Yeah. Stanky stories.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your slut stories. We
Thanks
love
for
to
having
see
me.
it.
Thank you. I appreciate this.
This is so much fun. I'm excited to read it.
How do we sign off?
We're just gonna be like, bye.
Bye. Do I take my titty out?
YouTube's gonna take me down.
Okay. No titty.